Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I'm Shantae Grant, and today we're going to talk about a word that I do not love, but y'all love it. Let's just say that. And today we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you an alternative to using the word overwhelm. So let's get into it. The words that you use matter. And like I said, one of my personal least favorite words in the English language is what I call the O word. And that's what I'm going to refer to it for the rest of this episode. Because this word, well, I'll say it one more time, overwhelm, is used a lot among the women in my audience. And today I want to offer you an alternative to using this word. And here's why I don't even say the word, because there's so much power in that word. Even as I sit here in my lovely home filled with peace, and I am sitting here with joy and contentment, just doing wonderfully, right? Saying that word, the 2 times that I already have, literally affects my body. My body tenses up, and it does that stomach drop, like when you're on you go down a big hill. And so saying that word has so much power. Imagine walking around every day, saying it to yourself, thinking it to yourself over and over again to describe yourself, your life, your status, your season, your day in and day out. I'm just so, right? Your body is hearing this word. It's receiving that message, and it's going to agree. It is responding, which makes it become even more impactful when we continue to use this word day in and day out. So today I want to tell you about it. And I really want to offer you a genuine alternative. This is not to turn a blind eye to the real lives that some of you are living. This is not to belittle the challenges that you are facing. This is to offer you a way to live your life with peace, with intention, which is exactly why I exist here on this podcast. So I just want to be very clear about that. First, let's get started with it. Is the O word actually the accurate word for what you are experiencing? What I have found is it has become so pervasive, and it's just one of these great words to cling to when sometimes maybe that's not even what you are experiencing, right? The O word is defined as being overpowered or overcome completely in mind or feeling, to load with an overpowering or excessive amount of something. I asked in the Best Today community, how do they define overwhelm? I said it again. How do you define that word? And I want to share some of the things that they shared in the community, because it gave me insights on when you're saying that word, what you're feeling. So I'm going to share some of those things with you also. But before I do, I really want you to ask yourself, is being overpowered, overcome completely in my mind and feeling, being really like this kind of thing overtaking your body, your mind, is that actually how you feel? And is that what you're experiencing? Because if not, what is a better way to articulate what you're actually feeling? Look for the specific words to explain what's going on with you, rather than adopting cultural words that have been worn out and taken on and cause a lot of people to be something that they may not be, otherwise have been. I think what has happened is this O word has become so normalized that we think, this is the word that describes how I feel too. But maybe it isn't, right? Now, if you are, in fact, overtaken, overpowered in the O word with something, I'm going to offer you an alternative, which is the same thing actually. And that's to explain and say the thing. Name it specifically, not generally, because I feel like saying I'm O is very general. Like, let's name the thing with some specificity. There we go. But first, let's talk through some of these things that the women in the community shared. I asked them, when you say that you are O, What is it that you mean by that? And so here are some of the responses that we received. When I feel like this, there's a domino effect of inconveniences hitting me all at once with no end and no light at the end of the tunnel. That's when I use that word. When I feel like there is a domino effect of inconveniences, there you go, hitting me all at once with no end and with no light at the end of the tunnel. That's when she feels the O word, right? Another person says, I define it as I can't keep up. Things just keep piling up, but I can't get through them. And a lot of people resonated with the no light at the end of the tunnel, and they get very anxious and self-doubt starts. Another person wrote, I think of it as being defeated. Too many things coming at me all at once. I'm like a kid in a candy store with so much stimulus coming at me, and I can't prioritize what to do or what to think next. I feel hopeless and not in control. Another person wrote, when I'm the O word, it's usually because there's too much happening and I don't know where to start or what to do next, which leads to just doing nothing. Another person said, for me, it feels like no matter what I do or don't do, the situation will only get worse. So I check out mentally and emotionally. And then lastly, the last one I'll share is I get O when I'm too much in my head, regardless of the actual number of tasks that I need to get done. AKA, I can have one single thing that needs to be done, but still feel the O word. And I love that because that's an example of, I'm not discrediting her feeling, saying she feels the O word, but that doesn't even fit within the definition. Like we've taken this one small thing and given it this power over us. And that's the part that feels overpowering, right? So again, not discrediting how she feels. Every person. And the reason I asked is because I wanted to hear the different ways people articulate, this is when I feel the O word. But I want us to start taking note of when we make things and we give things this power over us. And if we can acknowledge that, right, that's going to be a part of our solution of the, what's the word I'm looking for? This is going to be a part of our route to recovery from this O word. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today.
Hey, Shantae. It's Carter Cundiff, and just excited to kind of explain to you what is really important to me about the Best Today guide and what's really beneficial. I've gotten to really find a way to intentionally create, consistent structure in my day today. And that's really elevated a lot in my life because, I can take each night to pray for my next day, think about the things that are so easily forgettable. And, things like, what am I thinking of to, do what's best for my health and do what's best for what I need to get done the next day. Not because I have to, but because, I've chosen these specific things to be productive on and to really hone in on and accomplish and achieve and attack. But I also love that in the mornings, I can also decide what my best today will look like. And that can change every single day because if there's anything I've learned in the last 6 months and definitely the last year is that that meter for what you can put out and what you're capable of doing, because you have some days and moments that are tough, and you can give a little bit less, but it's still your best because that's what you have to give, right? And I just love being able to remind myself, okay, these are the wonderful things that I'm going to be able to focus on and rely on in my personality, because I can say, hey, these are my good qualities that I can use to strengthen what I'm going to produce or create today. And then these are the things I want to try and stay away from to try and notice when they are happening, that I can go, okay, hold on, stop. Let's reframe. What are the strengths I have? What can I work on to get through a more intentional day today and work towards the goals that I have, not just to produce and what I get done. That's not what matters the most, but it is to feel like I'm creating intention, creating structure, creating that happiness in my day that helps me feel like I'm moving toward my goal, whether that means I've done, a major thing or even a small thing, because those small things really do add up, right? They do matter. They make all the difference. So I'm just really grateful for the Best Today Guide, because it has created a space for me to go each day when I need to, and start the night before and be prepared for what I'm going to start the next day. And then, I can use those tools and practices outside of the Best Today Guide for other parts of my life. And I'm just grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Carter. If you want to find out what Best Today product works best for you where you are right now, I want to invite you to go to besttodayguide.com/quiz. We have a short quiz that will tell you exactly where to get started. You can find that link in today's show notes. Wherever you're listening, just look for the links, tap on it, besttodayguide.com/quiz. If you decide to order the Best Today Guide, remember that your first month in the Best Today community is free with your order of the Best Today Guide, the Best Today Starter Bundle, and the Best Today Online Program Bundle. Get started right now by going to besttodayguide.com/quiz. And so one of the things, a lot of common things I heard, again, when it's just a lot going on, when there's volume, whether it's volume of demands, things that need to be done, options, choices, that feels overpowering, or the O word, right? And what I want you to start to do is start to say those things rather than saying, oh, I'm just so oh, I'm just so oh. I'm just so oh. And I've literally heard someone say 7 times to themselves just out loud, I'm so oh, I'm so oh. And I'm just like, you are impacting your body, your mind with every single use of that word. Perhaps my alternative that I want to offer you is to say what it is you actually feel, like the thing, not the general I'm oh. For example, you could say, work is really heavy right now. It's requiring me to come in early. It's requiring me to leave late. My child is teething and my spouse is traveling. So I'm doing solo duty at home. This is a lot on me right now. It's causing me to be tired and it's making me feel drained, and I need relief. Now, you may think, well, isn't it a lot easier to say I'm oh rather than to say all that? No. Because now we have identified, we've named the thing, we've started to understand what is going on rather than just saying, oh, I'm just so oh, right? This is going to help you name what's at the root and what's at the cause of what's going on, which is necessary to get to doing something about it. It can help point you in the direction of what you need. I want you to get out of the habit of using these terms that have just become so a part of the everyday vernacular. Busy. Oh, I'm a perfectionist. Oh, I'm a procrastinator. These words are just worn like scarves around your neck and not acknowledged for the chokeholds that they are. Like, we're saying them like it's okay. These are unhealthy things that are not benefiting your life. They are not aiding your mental, emotional, physical health. So we've turned them into like these jewels that we wear, as opposed to realizing the grenades that they are that are just waiting to explode. And so let's move from these words and actually say what it is so we can then do something about it. The alternative to continuing to use this word over and over again to describe your life and your state is to understand the problem or the cause so you can spend more time talking about and seeking and working toward the solution. We have become a problem-based culture when we can use that same energy on working toward a solution and doing things that make it better rather than sitting in the problem and digging a hole of overwhelm. I'm just going to sit in this O word, expecting that sitting here and saying it out loud and continue to think that I'm so O is going to change anything or make anything better. So my alternative for you is to, one, stop saying the O word. Stop thinking it, because that is inside of your thoughts are literally inside your body. They are powerful. 2, specifically talk out, write out what is actually happening so that you can better understand it and so you can do something about it. And sometimes the thing you need to do is nothing. is to sit and be still. Your body is so overstimulated. It needs a minute. Let your body recover. Let your nerves recover. Let your mind recover and just have a moment to experience stillness. Cancel the meetings, cancel the calls, and sit for a moment rather than to continue to move like a train. Overwhelm, right? Don't do that. Don't let that become your life. Walking around saying you're the O word has not solved the problem. So today is the day to stop that cycle and understand the toil it has placed on your body and in your life. That is my alternative to offer you so that you can stop using the O word. I hope that just put your hands out unless you're driving. And please, I'm literally handing it over right now. I'm handing you that alternative. It is yours. It belongs to you. Please put your hands out and accept it. You're going to catch yourself every now and then falling into it. But I want when you do that, just say what it actually is that is going on. That is my offering for you today on the Best Today podcast. If you have enjoyed listening to the Best Today podcast, I want to invite you to become a Best Today podcast supporter. We're so excited about this. You can go to besttodaypodcast.com, and for as low as 99 cents, $4.99 or $9.99 a month, you can become a Best Today podcast supporter. We've got some treats up our sleeve for our supporters, so make sure you do that by going to besttodaypodcast.com, and you'll see the support button. Thank you for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on, shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.